Good evening, everyone. Here's our latest video update on Typhoon Utor as it continues to move across the South China Sea or the West Philippine Sea on its way towards the province of Guangdong. Was last located approximately 360 kilometers south-southwest of Hong Kong, or about 420 kilometers southeast of the city of Zhanjiang, out here in Guangdong Province. According to JMA's latest analysis, maximum sustained winds are up slightly to 150 km per hour with gusts of up to 210 km per hour. Our system is moving west-northwesterly at 25 km per hour. Now, looking at the latest visible satellite image, you can see that Utor has regained the eye feature. This morning, actually, it looked much clearer and less clouds. Convective activity remains really strong as well, with those concentric and spiral bands spreading outward and actually impacting already parts of coastal communities out here in Guangdong. The infrared satellite image again showing the intense convection surrounding the storm here. Now the eye looks like it has gotten more rugged over the past 3 hours, maybe hints of slight weakening as the system begins to track over the somewhat cooler waters out here in this part of South China Sea. Still pretty warm and still conducive for to support this type of intensity. However, not only are the sea surface temperatures starting to get lower, we're also starting to see somewhat higher wind shear in this region, somewhat offset by the good poleward outflow, as you can see also in this image. Also, you can notice how wide the system right now, with outer bands extending as far north as the provinces of Hunan and Jiangxi out here in China. And you can also see those outer rain bands now beginning to impact parts of Hainan as well. Now, looking at the latest radar image from Hong Kong Observatory, you can see those scattered light to moderate rains with pockets of heavy rains here, again associated with the outer rain bands from Utor. Now, Hong Kong Observatory issued the strong wind signal number 3 for the possibility of winds up to 60 km per hour, along with the threat of squally rain showers. Now, the rain map from rainfall accumulation so far today, according to HKO, shows the heaviest rains are concentrated somewhat to the south with up to 70 millimeters of rainfall. The rest of the region around 10 to 30 millimeters, with some pockets of about 40 to 50 millimeters, so well within our forecast of about 50 to 100 millimeters out here in this region. Again, looking at the radar, could still see another maybe 10 to 30 millimeters in some areas as we move into the evening hours. Now, as far as wind reports go, we did see wind reports of up to 80 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 100 kilometers per hour, but those are from stations that are well elevated. In terms of sea level wind data, especially out in the airport of Chaplak Kok, Hong Kong International Airport, they recorded about winds of around 50 to 60 kilometers per hour earlier today as well. And also looking at the wider view radar from the China Meteorological Administration, again showing you the extent of the rains associated with Utor. Again, looking as far north as Hunan, Fujian Province, also seeing some of those rainfall as we speak. And as I've mentioned, the westward extent of those outer rain bands now beginning to move into Hainan Island, even Leizhou Peninsula, perhaps into Guangxi Province as well, seeing some isolated rain showers. And obviously the rains in this region will continue to get worse as the storm center tracks much closer to the coast here. Now, looking at the computer model forecast, again pretty good consensus now on a track towards Guangdong Province, making landfall there by tomorrow, Wednesday, probably near the cities of Maoming and the city of Zhanjiang, tracking north of Hainan Island and also staying west of Hong Kong and well west of Macau. Looking at the forecast from JMA, Again, you can see that tracking northwesterly towards Guangdong, probably making landfall there by Wednesday late afternoon. So about less than 24 hours now from landfall. Joint Typhoon Warning Center also showing that landfall very close to where JMA is taking this storm. Joint Typhoon Warning Center, though, slightly earlier in terms of landfall. But in terms of consensus, we're gonna say around, I say between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. local time is when we expect that landfall. And in terms of Guangdong, China Meteorological Administration actually issuing red warning for the approach of Utor, which is the highest warning for typhoons issued by China's meteorological agency, which basically means that everybody should really prepare for the approaching typhoon, and also instructs government agencies to start preparing and start responding to this very intense and very dangerous typhoon. And we hope you listeners or viewers are also heeding our advice for the past few days, and also warnings from your local officials. And again, just hope that you guys stay safe and stay on top of this storm. Before I end the video update, just want to quickly mention the computer models here. And looking at the GFS model from earlier this morning, you can see here Utor making landfall in Guangdong Province by tomorrow. But I just want to take your attention to East China Sea. You can see some of the computer models have been consistent in developing some sort of a tropical cyclone here by as early as the 21st of August. So about next week, we're expecting some sort of a tropical cyclone forming in East China Sea. Maybe even affecting parts of the Japanese southern islands. Maybe even intensifying into a typhoon. The computer models have been very consistent, not only GFS, but also the Canadian model, the Navy model also showing that it is somewhat correlated with the energy that Typhoon Utor currently has. And looking back at the beginning of the forecast, you can see some sort of rainfall here, and that is associated again with the energy with Utor. And you can see it forming just east of Taiwan there. So still pretty far out. We're talking about 5 to 6 days from cyclone formation. But I just wanna take your attention to that part of the world as we move into the next few days. That is all for this evening. Thank you for watching, and again, I hope you stay on top of the storm and stay safe as always. Click on the latest. Click like on our Facebook page. You have the link below for the latest updates, analysis, and forecast images. And as always, we are not an official forecasting agency, so please always tune in to your local officials and news outlets out there in your local area for the latest warnings and advisories from your government agency. Stay safe, guys. Have a good night.